Well, good morning, everyone. I'm speaking to you here from Angleton, Texas, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have had a great Thanksgiving and a safe Thanksgiving. My family was together, my immediate family, yesterday, and we had a wonderful time. And tomorrow we have an extended get-together, so I'm looking forward to that. Just to give you a little update on where we are with transition and with my travel schedule and a number of other things. This program called Levitate, which is the program that allows us to put videos in emails to clients. I would like very much for you guys to get used to seeing this and clicking on it, because it's going to be how I transition to getting with you more often. I would just put it that way. I want to start doing 3 to 4 minute videos on what I think about the economy, on what changes we want to make in our portfolios that we deal with, other things that come up, that just things that I would like to help educate you on. And it's going to largely fall in the category of questions that I get asked over and over and over. Some of those questions are really more generic. It happens every time we pick new clients up. Others will be more specific to things happening in the news right now. So this is going to be the way that I want to communicate with you guys, other than person to person. So please get used to seeing an email from me with a video and watching it. I think it will help you. So Shelby and I were in Lubbock and New Mexico, Portales and Clovis, New Mexico last week, seeing clients. On Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be in Nacogdoches and Lufkin and Crockett area seeing clients. Then Shelby and Jeremy and I are going to be at a convention in Fort Lauderdale, going over new products and companies kind of pitching their wares to us. Then we will be in Tyler, probably either the first or second week in December. So Sequoia and Tess will be setting all of that up. So those of you in the Tyler, Kilgore, Longview area, look forward to seeing you. It's been basically a year since we've visited face-to-face. And then probably the second or third week in December, we will be in the Hill Country, the Austin, San Marcos, New Braunfels, Wimberley, that part of the world. And so just look forward to seeing all of you guys face-to-face and catching up on the last year that all of us seem to have missed. I want to spend a little bit of time on the transition, why we did it, what we're doing right now, and so forth. So in my first video, I said to you that 8.5 years ago, I went to work with the company called SagePoint. And going to work means that as an independent, I pay someone about 5% of what I make to do certain things for me. They give me a website. They give me my our software package. They provide statements. They place trades. They provide end of the year 1099s and W-2s and things of that sort. They also provide me with regulatory and compliance oversight with the regulatory agencies. And those are simply things that I would rather hire out someone else to do it, as opposed to hire more people and do it myself. We have 16 people now here at the Oak, and it would take me another 6 to 8 people to do all of the things that the broker-dealer does. The problem we had at SagePoint was 3 years after we chose them, they sold to a Wall Street venture capital firm called Reverence Capital, and things began changing immediately. And they began laying people off and not replacing people, and finding the most creative ways of charging me things that I had never seen or heard of. And then 2.5 years later, Reverence sold us to another company, Lightyear Capital, Wall Street venture capital firm, and we had more of the same. And that was in the process of happening again. So this has been a brutal thing, really, for my 4 assistants, Kim and Sequoia and Tess and Holly, and all of you work with 1 or 2 of them. They started this process 3 months before October the 1st when we left, pulling everything together and putting it in DocuPace and we have 740 households and about 6,000 to 7,000 accounts. Many of you have 529s for kids and grandkids, and you have Roths and IRAs and joint accounts and so forth. And so it's been a pretty brutal operation on everybody. And so I keep getting asked, why did you do it? Why did you make this change? Why didn't you tell everybody about it? Well, legally there are things that I can and cannot do when we're deciding to move all of our licenses from one broker-dealer to another. There's just a very specific protocol that we have to go through to make sure that the regulators are happy. And that's why we didn't broadcast this to people beforehand. I can tell you we're about 60% through right now doing that. We still have lots of work to do in that all of the performance data going back as much as 10 to 12 years will be imported into our new software called Black Diamond. You will all see that. And so I have probably 100 plus engineers and chemists and technical type people that love data, and so we have mountains of data that will be loaded into our new Black Diamond program. There's also some really impressive software called Money Guide Pro, another thing called Riskalyze that is a big help to us and will be to you guys. So the technology that we had before was about 30 years old. The technology we have now, Arkadios has only been around for about 4 years. And so we felt like they had state-of-the-art technology, and that was a significant part of why we chose Arkadios. But I just would say, some of you, this has been challenging to you. Some of you we haven't gotten to yet. We're still doing that week by week by week. I think we will be finished probably in 4 weeks from now, something in that range. The other challenge we're having is that a lot of the large insurance companies that handle our life insurance and handle our annuities are short-staffed. They have people working from home. They are much more inefficient than they were that I've ever seen in my life. And so what used to take a week is now taking a month. So in our situation, not one penny has actually moved anywhere. You just have to basically be reconnected. And the paperwork allows me and the ladies here, and Shelby and Jeremy and Ted and Nolan and others, to see your assets and to work on your behalf. That's the reason why doing the paperwork. Nothing physically moved. It's taking longer to get the annuities and the life insurance moved than we expected, but all of this will be aggregated back together. A good portion of the alternatives that we could not aggregate under our old technology, as an example, GPB would be one example of that, and there are many others. That will all be aggregated. In fact, GPB is already showing up on Black Diamond, so we're looking forward to that. So I just ask for your patience over the next 4 weeks. If you have need of getting money and you haven't transitioned, the ladies will put you on a conference call to Sage Point. We'll take care of that. So there's not really any concern there. RMDs are going to go out like they're supposed to go out. Our preference would be for as much of that as possible to be done and showing up here well before December 30th, and so maybe the 15th, so we get all of our RMDs out, and we have several hundreds of those. So to basically summarize, we felt like making the transition was something we had to do. There was limited information that I could give any of you prior to us resigning and stopping the payments to Sage Point to picking up our new broker-dealer. And so some of you were wondering why you didn't get a heads up on that. They're just legally things I can and cannot say and do. So we are, I would say, 60-65% done, something in that range. Part of all the trips we're making now is if people are older or they don't do technology that well, then we're having trouble doing the e-signature, which a lot of you have done. But at any rate, we will get through this, and I think we will be happy and you will be happy too with the outcome. So I look forward to seeing many of you in East Texas and in the Hill Country in the next 3 to 4 weeks. If you have any questions, call us. We look forward to hearing from you and seeing you. God bless.